Hi, everyone. Welcome to Easy Tarot Lessons. I'm Sally. I'm here with Sharon and Mandy. Hi, everyone.
Hiya.
Hi.
We're here to talk about the Eight of Cups. Mandy,
Yes.
you want to start us off with the Eight of Cups?
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe the most unusual interpretation I ever had for this was I think it was in reverse, and I saw it as a child's front tooth missing.
Oh, yes.
There's
I
another
see
tooth
that,
fairy card.
right?
Yes,
It was just
yes.
bizarre. It was just bizarre. I can't remember the overall reading, but I definitely saw it. Yeah, and I can see that in it. That little gap and the
Hmm.
the tooth coming out. But anyway, um, yeah. I mean, the obvious kind of traditional meaning, sort of like walking away from something. That's got too heavy emotionally, whatever. So
Hmm.
yeah, just kind of like I've had enough of this. I'm off.
Hmm.
Um, Sometimes all I see in this card is the moon,
Hmm.
depending on what else comes up in the reading. Um, Gosh, what else? I think the fact that the character is in red really does kind of like stand out as well. Like it's a bit Schindler's List, isn't it?
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
oh, yeah.
You
Yeah, we
know,
have another movie for this card.
Yeah, I just watched that movie for the first time last month.
oh,
I don't know anybody who's ever watched that movie more than once, so
oh yeah.
Oh, it's brutal.
I,
I cried
it's
and
heavy.
cried.
Hmm.
I only saw it once, but you don't forget that red coat, do
No,
you?
you don't.
Not
It's
ever.
kind of that's it. It's there in your memory bank probably forever, and
Hmm.
there is something about that here that may be relevant in certain readings. Sometimes I will literally sort of see it more, just as a kind of like a night out, and it's kind of like when you've had enough to drink, it's time to, it's it was closing time at the pub,
Right.
go home.
Nice.
Simple as that. Or sometimes I will say to someone, you need a night out.
Hmm.
You need to kind of get dressed up and go out for an evening.
Hmm.
Yeah, 'cause I had heard often, all coming up with me learning the cards, always heard that he was sneaking away, like running
Hmm.
away or sneaking away. And I always wondered, well, if he's sneaking, why in the world is he dressed in such bright colors?
Right.
I,
Shouldn't it be in camo or something?
Yeah.
or at least black.
Right?
Yes, that's so true. That is so true. And he's doing it on a moonlit night, so it's very obvious as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, couldn't
I mean,
couldn't.
I mean, it could just be kind of like go for a walk, like get yourself out more, do more walking. Because it is a character that is in action, and he's not on a horse or anything. He is literally physically walking.
Hmm.
That might be the main message of the card. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, in a reading I've had, get your affairs in order before you travel. And that's just
oh,
because there's those cups stacked up just in a nice orderly fashion.
yeah,
And yeah, so I've had that come up in readings before. Sometimes the water comes into play.
Yeah.
And I don't,
yeah,
I don't see the water all the time when I look at this card, but when I do see it, it usually has something to do with motion, emotions or travel or where something is located. The water
yes,
comes up and it tells me, look by the water, water side, water, water, water.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
One thing, yeah, I've seen that affairs in order too. And
Hmm.
and the way I learned, he put his affairs in order and he left because there was still a cup missing. It wasn't everything he wanted and he went to look for better. But that was the way I learned and I read with that for years. I did the
Hmm.
damn keywords. Now I look at him and you can't see the front of him. You can't see his other arm. You see him holding the stick. And I
Hmm.
look at that missing cup and I was like, hey, did he take
Yeah.
that drink with him?
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like
So don't drink and drive.
You're
Walk
drinking walk,
home. Walk home.
it could
get a
be
public intox instead.
it could be like, what's wrong with you? Can't you close the bloody door when you go out?
Oh
Hmm.
yeah. Were you raised in a barn?
Yeah.
And then I've also that moon, it looks so wonky to me sometimes. I've also seen that as an eclipse.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. It could
So
well
with
be.
the water, this could be that Bonnie, what was her? Uh, Total eclipse of the heart.
Oh,
Hmm.
Bonnie
Bonnie Raitt.
Tyler.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Very
first
nice.
line, turn around, bright eyes.
Hmm. Yeah, that moon always looks so sad to me. Just not a happy moon.
He does look sad.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's some sadness in this parting sometimes when I'm looking
It,
at this card.
is his head slightly turned? I know we can't see his face, but is he looking? Is he slightly tilted towards the moon?
I
It
think you could
looks
see it
like
that
it.
way. Yeah.
Well, because it could be that he's kind of relying on the moon to sort of show him which path to take, and that
Hmm.
could be in life. Do you see what I mean?
Hmm. Absolutely.
Mm. And this is way out there, but maybe he's the incarnation of that little lobster from the moon.
Hmm.
He is red.
Hmm.
I
Oh.
think only lobsters are only red if you cook them, though, right?
Well, maybe he's been through the crap, you know?
Yeah.
And what about in reverse then?
A lot of times I'm looking at that and you're not going anywhere. I mean, you can't get out of whatever you've committed yourself to.
Yeah.
Cabin fever.
Hmm.
Or just kind of like you needed to have a break and now you're back, you're over it kind of thing.
Hmm.
I mean, if somebody sort of said, "Oh, is my ex coming back to me or whatever," and that came up in reverse, I'd probably say yeah.
Good luck with that.
You
But if it
guys,
came up upright, I think I would definitely say no, he's gone.
Right.
He's
I
yeah.
would agree.
he's out of it. Yeah.
Think that could be you forgot to bring your sister a souvenir from Australia?
Sure. Oops, you got one for everybody but her. Yikes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Anything else anybody wants to add on this one?
I don't know. I mean, like the actual sort of apart from the moon, the area that he's walking into is quite bleak looking, isn't it?
It's rocky.
Yeah, but it's
Maybe he's in Brazil or, this is Rio de Janeiro and that's the mountain with the Jesus on top.
Oh, yeah. I was seeing it as like one of them little islands in Ireland.
There you go.
oh, okay, okay.
But it could be Brazil.
It could be Thailand. It could be any place with water and pointy stones.
Yeah, I might say, oh, it's the Lake District in the north of England, or it looks like sort of lakes and mountains, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Streams, lakes, mountains, rivers.
Rocky Mountain High.
Yeah, right? Yeah, different
And
cards.
the moon is extreme. Even if it's eclipse or whatever it is extremely noticeable and bright in this
Mhm.
card. So it is like I think one of those places where there's no lights from the city obscuring your view of the universe or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
Oh, Mandy, yeah, that could be a great stargazing card.
Mhm.
yeah,
I mean, I know we don't see any stars, but he is looking up at the sky. It does look like that.
yeah. And there's a funny little mark on my card because
Mine as well. Mhm.
because we've got those replica decks, haven't we?
Mhm.
Did. It looks like a little flying saucer.
That's exactly what I was thinking. They're reading my mind. Get out of my head.
I know it is just a kind of a wear and tear mark that from the
Oh,
original.
in our particular deck, nobody else is going to see this, but in our particular deck, we have a UFO card.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a UFO card.
Right?
It could happen.
And maybe that's what he's looking at. He's not looking at the moon. He's looking at the UFO.
The UFO, yeah.
And that's
Gosh.
what the moon is looking at too, right? Like, what are you doing in my territory?
I am looking now quite significantly at, like you said, at the face of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And that face could be interpreted in a number of different
Mm-hmm.
ways.
Mm-hmm.
It could be quite looking down his nose.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? In a bit of a sort of superior way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, you silly little man.
Right?
Or disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or he could be asleep, the moon.
Right. Right. Maybe he's emotionally void. You know, if the moon's asleep, the emotion is closed off.
Oh.
And he is walking away from all of his stuff. That would be perfect. That would be a very good one.
Yeah.
But you think how many people say, oh my God, this person just will not face their emotions. They're just so, you know, they just run from anything emotional. Mm-hmm. I think this card can be very appropriate a lot of the time, you know.
Mm-hmm. Interesting card. Anything to add?
No, this is one of those ones he can be good or bad.
Yeah.
Depending on, again, context, question.
Yeah. And I think it's safe to say that with any card. It just, some things are more frequent than others.
Yeah, it's harder to fish it out of some of them. Or unless it just hits you in the top of the head, like out of the blue.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, ladies, thanks very much for being here. This is always interesting. If anybody has anything to add, comments, great insights on these cards, feel free to leave a message below. We love the comments. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next time.
Thank you, Sally.
Thanks a lot, Sally. Bye.
Bye.